Admiral's Log. It is with a heavy heart that I report that Japan is now at war with Soviet Russia. The Russian fleet may outnumber us, but our superior technology will surely give us the edge. However, I am also concerned about the land invasions that the Soviets are launching. While I cannot directly influence these battles, their outcome will certainly have an impact on our position. I have ordered our fleet to prepare for battle, and have called upon our most skilled officers to come up with innovative strategies to outmaneuver the enemy. We must be cautious but also aggressive in our tactics to ensure a swift and decisive victory. As grim as it is, this conflict does present an opportunity for Japan to expand further in Asia. I am still developing the strategy to capitalize on this and secure a stronger position for Japan in the region. Getting access to additional ports would certainly strengthen our position, while at the same time weakening that of the Soviets. Denying them ports in Asia would further allow us to divert a portion of our fleet to other theaters. Right now though, the battles at hand demand my attention. Before we start on today's video, first today's sponsor, which is the Block Zone. The Block Zone has projects. These are big projects. In case you're not gaming, you might be working on one of these. This is a very familiar battleship, Iowa. Or rather, it is Missouri, Battleship 63. Now, these are 3,306 pieces that you're going to have to put together, so these can keep you occupied for a while. You also have a ton of different military vehicles. You can go for a remote-controlled even Ferdinand. There is, of course, the Panther. If you want something more modern, you got an M1A2. All of these are very sizable projects and will take you quite a while to build, and then potentially disassemble and build it again. Now, with my link down below in the description or the code STEALTH upon checkout, you're going to get 10% off. So in case of the Missouri, that's another 34 bucks that you're saving. Keep in mind, you can also send these out as a gift in case you have a friend or maybe a group of friends that you want to gift this thing together with, or that one particular friend who really enjoys these things. So, use the code down below in the description or add code STEALTH on checkout. Hey guys, Stealth here. Welcome to episode 18 of the Japanese 1910s campaign. We're 14 years in, currently at war with the Russians, or the Soviets, I should say. Now, I don't feature my light cruisers often because they haven't really had a chance to shine yet. This is the Yodo and the Niyodo, both of the Chiyoda 1924 refit. 16 6-inch guns should make very, very quick work of a couple of light cruisers. These guys are packing 6.3s, but they only have 2 guns per ship. The rest is smaller, it's 5.1 and 4.3. They also carry some torpedoes, 2 underwater launchers. My cruisers laugh at that, as they carry 18 torpedo launchers per cruiser. They also get assistance from the destroyer Kuretaka, which is armed with a couple of 3-inchers, as well as a bunch of deck torpedo tubes. Just 6, but these are upgraded. I have refit my entire fleet, that's why they are the 1924 variants, and these guys punch hard. It's 21-inch torpedoes now. I have skipped the 20s, because I researched those and just blast right past it in the refit. So, my plan with this battle is to see just how much damage a light cruiser with 18 torpedoes can do when faced with another light cruiser. These ships are all almost as fast as each other, so it should be a pretty easy and pretty swift fight. My speed, I expect, is going to win me the battle. Because not only can I dictate when and where we fight, I can also dictate the range at which we fight. Now, these 6-inchers reload pretty quickly. They are, however, lengthened. They're elongated barrels to ensure that they have a higher muzzle velocity and greater range. So these shells are really quick and ideally will punch really hard. And considering that these at shorter ranges, and we are talking short range, 5,000 meters, they can pen 25 inches. That means that they can go pretty much through the superstructure of anything and through most belt armors just as easily. Now, Niyodo has already launched her spread of torps. I'm going to have the Yodo not launch, because I don't want to launch the entire salvo. Whoa! Fuck me, dude. That was close. I don't want to launch the entire salvo and find that I miss everything. That would be a bit of a waste. Their ships also carry torpedoes out to 6.2, and here they are. Now the DD is going to have a different duty. The cruisers are going to do the fighting. The destroyer is going to do the killing of the transports. So she's going to have to try and dance around these ships here in order to try and make a break at the battleship, at the transports. We're already overpenning. Can you even deal damage? I don't know. Yes, sort of. That shouldn't be an issue. All my ships have also been updated with radio direction finding. So I'm going to have a much easier time figuring out where the enemy is. You, sir, are wrecked. Okay, so that's one light cruiser down. Ships are maintaining their choice of AP, which I don't strictly agree with, considering that we got pretty good HE shells. And with, what, 7,500 meter range, I can pen 2.5 inches of armor, which is exactly what I need to take down these destroyers. Then again, these ships were designed, specifically designed to take on destroyers. And seeming as the Russians don't have a shortage of them, I might as well see if these ships are actually as good as I had envisioned them. Can they actually do the job that I wanted them to do? And I believe the answer is yes. Because this destroyer is already taking a lot of fire. And really it's... Sorry, it's a light cruiser. That's why it's so heavily armored. It's so small. That's why I thought it was a destroyer. Stern armor, aft belt 3 inch plus 130%, so that's about 6.5 inch. I don't think we can pen the stern in this angle. Oh. Destroyed main gun. Okay. Proceed. Blocking some damage here and there. Now it does seem that my radio direction finding says we got ships both here and somewhere over there in that general direction. So let's send the DD this way. And let's have you guys tango with the light cruisers. I'm not really expecting that much of my AP right now. So let's go back to HE. There's the light cruiser group. Gotta be careful not to murder all of them. Because then I don't really have an opportunity to deal the damage that I want. Hold. You are going to torp this. You are going to torp this. Save. Only launch when you have a good solution. And actually pick your own ammo, gentlemen. Because you might have a slightly better opportunity to use those AP shells when I'm not watching. Hello! Would you look at that? Now, the Wakatake class, which is what you're looking at, is just the modernized Wakatake. It used to have a couple of 3-inch guns side by side on the bow. And that's when the upgraded version of the 3-inch gun came along. So I'm no longer able to build those guns. They're now in these pretty sizable turrets. So these ships only have 2 3-inch guns. That's it. And with that, we'll have to take down these transports. Sometimes the transports fight back. This time around, they don't. In fact, most of the Russians aren't even fighting back. Much to my surprise. Oh, you seem to have lost a torpedo and a gun. Wait, does the 5-inch gun count as a main gun? Because I didn't knock out... Yeah, it must be. I didn't knock out a 6-inch. I knocked out a 4-inch gun, and you think that's a main gun? Okay. That's not what I was expecting, but okay. Apparently that, according to the game, is a main gun. We got a nice spread of torpedoes coming out of the Yodo. Seeing how much these things are turning, I don't actually think that's going to do much. So I'm also going to spread from Yodo, hoping that this fanfire is potentially going to do some damage. You have finished working over one of these. You got 6 torps left. Yeah, just go to town. Boom, 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 boom. You don't need a lot of guns, you just need a little bit of patience. Truth be told, that is generally not my forte. Torpedoes here. And the spread's over there. It's really wide. Okay, let's push in a bit. Novik has already taken a substantial amount of flooding. Probably only needs a little bit more convincing when hit in the bow to start flooding. As for the others, I'm not too sure. But again, they're not strictly the objective. These are. Starve the enemy of resources, and sooner or later they're going to have to give up the fight anyway. Which, to be told, the Soviets have already tried. They have already tried to surrender. To which I said, no, we can probably get to some better terms. Because surrendering from the Soviets right now wouldn't really benefit me. It wouldn't really get me the kind of rewards that I'm seeking. Which is potentially the port of Vladivostok. Or some other major port in this area. I mean, ideally, I would completely rid the area around Japan of Russian groups. Russian ports, Russian territory. I just don't want them here at all. I don't want any Russian presence in my area. So, to that end, I've said, no, we are not going to go to peace. We are not going to agree to a treaty. Okay, this is a bit of luck on the parts of this transport. I was hoping to hit it with a bunch of 21-inch torpedoes. Sorry, yeah, 21-inch torpedoes, but alas, one dud and the rest missed. Okay, boys, I think we're about done. So if you could wrap up, that's one. That'd be lovely. Sometimes you gotta babysit the destroyer a little bit to make sure it doesn't sail off into the sunset. Not actually trying to kill the transports. Yeah, you should be getting all of them. We got 67% only? Really? 78. Hold on. Does that mean there's more? Yes. Oh, this guy. This guy right here. We hadn't taken that one down. Okay, back to the cruisers, because there are still torpedo hazards out here. These gentlemen. And light cruiser Aurora. She hasn't been damaged yet. This guy has. Badly as well. Auto selector. I thought I had that. Guess not. Can we pen this? Not even as much as I thought. Okay, back to this target, HE. HE on this ship should be able to make quite a bunch of holes into it. Oh, that torpedo decided to not continue its existence. We got that, what, 2,500 meter air? Let's say upgrade to 3.2 inches of armor pen. Which means we can not pen the 5.7 inches of superstructure armor? What the fuck? These things are tanky. Really tanky. I only noticed that just now. Nyoto is just about ready with another salvo of her torpedoes. But Aurora isn't far behind. Okay, I don't want you to launch. Okay, we got the transports down. Let's split the div. You're out of torps anyway. Okay, so if the Nyoto can continue on her merry way towards the Aurora. There we go. Torpedoes are off. I wonder when the Aurora picks them up. Probably won't take her very long. We're going to do a hard turn over. Nyoto's drifting like crazy. Look at her go. That's a nice little screenshot right there. But the Aurora's dodging. Much to my chagrin. Alright, port side launch on the Kerch. I'm not really sure how the Russians would pronounce that. Something guttural, no doubt. Don't launch. Yodo is going to do a double kill. Secondary set of torpedoes, the starboard launchers. Off on the Aurora, please. Are you kidding? Is your turning circle this good? Wow. That is some quality nonsense. Okay. All back emergency. Because my turning circle also happens to be really good, my friend. Oh, that torpedo changed direction, and that probably saved me. Don't mess up now. Increase speed. Come on, HE then, right from the stern. You. AP from the side. Finish this guy off. This salvo does look a little bit more difficult to hit or to dodge. Come on, one on the stern. There you go, 650. Turn. Just don't ram the thing as it's sinking. Turn. You're flooding. What the hell? You're almost gone. These light cruisers are pretty fun to use. Pretty amusing ships. Especially with those side mounts. Those 3 triple torpedo launchers. What? Is she gone? Oh, she's gone. I was wondering, why is my ship not shooting? Well, target's been eliminated. That is why. So, the Russians were doing some invasions. Let's check up on how that's going. I did get reinforcements from the French. I'm very grateful to the French for that, because without them, I probably wouldn't have the necessary forces to hold back the land invasions. But then again, I don't really have that much influence on that anyway, so I'm mostly focusing on the naval combat, because that is something that I can influence. And I believe that the Soviets, barely have any points in naval combat. They got 315, I got 13,000. So the AI is just about as shit as usual. I'm surprised I still have a submarine here. Auto-resolve. I don't think I've ever seen a submarine win against a surface contact, with the exception of a transport. It's the only thing we seem to be able to take down. Any more Russian fleet? 1 heavy cruiser. There's also 2 heavy cruisers there. I have 3 battleships here. A battle cruiser and 4 heavies, but I'm just not spotting anything. I'm not stopping anything. Invasion time. 254,000 coming in. We are defending with about 66,000. We've lost 9,000. They've lost 15. Over here, they've taken 200,000 units in losses. We've taken 162. If this level of attrition keeps up, they will win. So that's a bit of a problem. Now, if I eventually will win this war, which is the question of when, not if, what territory would I like? Of course, I would very much appreciate Siberia and Russia, but I kind of doubt they're going to just give me that. So it's going to be Kamchatka or the Russian Far East. Oh, that's probably the province, Russian Far East. Or Sakhalin. That's the provinces that I'm looking at. Alright. So that's what I need to be claiming. That's what I need to be going for. A naval invasion in these provinces is not going to work. Their army is too big. Naval guns. We got the Mark 411. Armor quality is coming up. Krupp armor 5. Very good. And I believe that my battleships are almost done. My big ones. Yeah, the Shimane is 2 months out. So I do need to start looking into a refit of the Shimane to give her the best guns that I currently have, which is the Mark II 16s. But I'm going to temporarily take all of these Prios off and only keep the big guns on to hopefully get 15-inch 3, I think. Yeah, or the 12-inch 4 could be what the game's going for, I'm not sure. Alright, next battle. We've already seen that my destroyers have been exceedingly dangerous against Chinese battleships. Let's see how well they do against the Slava. Especially considering that this seemingly modernized dreadnought has 22 6.2-inch guns. So what I'm suspecting that comes out to is a lot of casemates. They do only 21 knots. They have maximum bulkheads, however. So I'm going to have to land a lot of these torpedoes from the Wakabas in order to sink this ship. I think I can do it with one swift sail past. Whether that will actually be enough, I don't know. If not, I still have the guns. Although we are shooting a battleship, so that might not be enough. There she is. So what are you then? Ooh, you got a lot of guns. Yep, as expected, Dreadnought, all sorts of secondaries. 1, 2, 3, 4 main guns, and 6 9.4s. Ah, the 9.4s are side mounts, right, of course, and you got the 8 12.6ers. Right. So I've spotted the enemy. My torpedo range is 6.4, which means that the enemy is definitely not in range. We're going to keep pushing towards the target, and I'm going to keep my destroyers in a fairly normal, tight formation. How the hell did you do 45 knots? Did you have a good wind or something? How did you get so fast? Anyway, my 3.1s, they are no slouch. Either they set a bunch of fires, or, let's say 5,000 meters out, I can pen 13, let's say 14 inches of armor. So, a superstructure that is not well protected will start to crumble. I think their accuracy is somewhere sub-zero. Yeah, 1%. Okay, there we go, Purcell pen. Give me AP. We're going to do a little bit of zigzagging towards the target. Because if you zigzag, aka maneuver, then the enemy's chance to hit you, whee, it's going way down. Keep zigzagging. Drift into that target. Range, 1.7. 1.6. Nice salvo there, dude. Keep that up. Minazuki. Range, 1.4. Torpedoes, fast. Traveling at 57 knots. The torpedo launchers are turning towards the target. And any day now, torpedoes away. At this point, I don't need the Minazuki anymore. So I'm going to detach her from the div. Probably not a moment too soon. These torpedoes look perfect. And this old Dreadnought is never going to get out of the way in time. One torpedo decided that it wasn't worth the effort. But the damage is massive. 60% of the Slava immediately get wiped out. Further multiplied by the fact that you got an ammo explosion out of that fact. Yeah, 2 ammo detonations in fact. And now we're going to add to her troubles a little more as the Naganami comes alongside. These little boats, 10 million a pop. This battleship, 52 million a pop. And the results are pretty much the same. Boom. Another ammo detonation. Minazuki should... yeah, she'll die. So be it. Ow. Okay, that was particularly rude. That was really, really rude. Oh, I cannot dodge, or I cannot launch the torpedoes in time. But the Slava is done for? Yeah, she's done. Okay, so I sunk a battleship, I lost 2 DDs. Effectively, I killed 30 million worth of ship in a matter of, what, 2 minutes? 2,400 victory points, they gained 1,000. One battleship is down. It's going to take me, what, 16 months to build 2 destroyers? If you build them sequentially, one after the other. That's probably going to take them a lot more to get another battleship going. And I have no idea what tech level they're currently at. Maybe they got really advanced ships. Maybe they're utter shit. I don't know. At any rate, that's one battleship out of my area. If they want to send more battleships to me, they're going to have to do that all the way from the Baltic. Which for the Russians is a pretty perilous journey, as they're also at war with the British. So, let's see, did my mines in the game? Oh yes, my mines did do something. Bunch of destroyers took a lot of damage. Battleship took damage, another battleship took damage. The Omsk, the Tver. Nice. Wow. Transport losses are all over the place. I lost 5 transports in the Sea of Japan. Okay, so here. How much power projection? Ah. You'd think that I'd be able to protect the fleet, but I guess not. I guess not. We also got a convoy here. It's a heavy cruiser and a destroyer against one of their cruisers, the Alti-Cruiser. That is definitely a player design. I've never seen a name like that. I have also not seen the Sanosawa fight. This is a 10 9-inch gun cruiser, backed up by a couple of 3.4s and some 2s. The secondary guns are going to make short work of the destroyers and the transports, and the main guns are going to take on this this cruiser. The Akashimo is going to go after the transports. Let's fight. And the fight is on. Sanosawa fires first, as she's the first to detect the enemy. Now, this is the Alti-Cruiser. Pretty hefty bow loadout, stern loadout looks okay. So, you're capable of firing 6 8-inch guns at the bow. But you're not that fast. The Sanosawa is. She can do 35 knots. So, what I'm expecting her to do is basically dance around this group and be able to intercept the enemy transports. Just dance around the fleet, or dance around the defenders, and go directly for the transport. Now these partial pens, I doubt are going to do much, so we're going to switch to HE, which are fire starter shells. They're high cap. I don't think I have incendiary researched. So we're just going to start a bunch of fires. These guns reload in about 22 seconds. And I'm expecting things to heat up a lot. I'm not sure why we're still building an aim ladder. The game is... It shouldn't be doing that. Oh, I'm hitting something behind it. Come on. It should be accurate at this point. This really shouldn't be happening. Switch the other target and switch back. There we go, now we're aimed. I'm not sure why it was still building an aim ladder like that, but okay. Have they seen me at all? I don't think so. So I can just bypass this group with the DD. And then cause disaster for the transports. At which point, the transports... Well, normally they would probably call for help, but that's not likely to come anytime soon. Okay, AP now. We can pen 5,000 meter range. We can pen 47 inches of armor. I expect results. Punch a couple of really big holes in them, would you? Damage the funnel. Do better. This was not good enough. Do better. Missed. Well, the secondaries are letting loose. Wait, at this range the secondaries can pen 15 inches of armor. Go AP on the secondaries, would you? Because we might actually be able to kill this thing off with the secondaries. There. Alright. The transports are this way, correct? Yes, that way. Excellent. Have they hit me at all? No, they haven't. Have they tried? Absolutely. Can they pen me? Not really. Point 4. Can I pen them? You'd think so. You'd be wrong. But I am doing enough damage. Their armor is 7 inch on the main, 2 2 aft, 2 deck, 1 4, 1 aft, 5 conning tower, 2 superstructure. So their armor isn't that good. Not when you compare it to this cruiser, which has a 10-inch main belt, and that's without all the armor bonuses, but I wasn't counting those for them either. 80% armor bonus, so you're using a really old design. Because my armor bonus is 130%. Their armor is just dreadful. Okay, now everybody HE. I want to see if I can toast this thing. Just utterly burn it down. Where are the transports at? Run to flank speed, my little DD. Yeah, the fires are starting to slowly but steadily cause the damage that I seek, especially against the torpedo launchers. They've lost 15% of their crew. Now look, if you're going to sit broadside, you're going to come to regret it. If you're sitting broadside, you're going to have a bad day. Put the secondaries on this. This is still the problem with Dreadnoughts, isn't it? The enemy ships, even if you're using player designs, are just not good enough. Arguably the AI should rush me with these DDs. They're 33 knots. But I have advanced with my tech so quickly that they cannot do that. My cruiser is faster than their destroyers. Which of course is why my cruiser is 57 million and their DD is 4 million. Their heavy cruiser is 23 million. This whole fleet doesn't quite fit in the price of my destroyer, but it's less expensive than half my cruiser. Yeah, pretty much. Where the hell are those transports? Still that way? Anyway, and I'm running this campaign on hard. Let me open with that. I'm running this campaign on hard. If you run the campaign on legendary, it doesn't make the AI more dangerous, it just gives them more money. They're still bad when it comes to their research priority, if they do research at all. They're bad in upgrading their ships. They're bad at designing new ships. And they're bad at any kind of tactics. They simply don't do that. They just all beautifully sail in a formation and hope that that works out. Hello, transports. So yeah, you get to results like these. 15k damage taken 200. Now, of course, I'm starting to kill transports, which means that the damage here is going to ramp up really quickly. But it's still not what I want to see. I want the AI to push back. I want them to... well, I want them to kick my ass. I want them to deal a lot of damage. They're just not. This cruiser's done what? 400 damage. That's it. The destroyers are just meekly sitting there. Really not doing much of anything. They're not trying to torp. They're not trying to run. Because they're forced to follow their cruiser leader. Which is really, really slow at this stage. So, what you see is that the DDs are going to die basically without having done any kind of damage. And the cruiser is going to die... well, at least the cruiser fought for its life. But with a ship this fast, and a design that's really not that special. I mean, it's just a basic standard design. You got three bow turrets, 2 stern turrets, that's it. But that is enough to take on and win from the AI. Oh well. Oh, you've finished your murdery business. Excellent. What? Ah. Alright, dude. We can then wrap up here. This cruiser can definitely take a beating. That's for sure. Do you have some sort of interior belt? No. So why are we having this much trouble going right through the bow? Considering we're able to fire AP. I don't know. Can we just kill the destroyer? Because at this point I think the DD might be a bigger threat than the CA. 4 million. Turbines. They do have some auxiliary engine. They're Krupp 2 armor scheme. 18-inch fast torpedoes. Coincidence 2. These things are redundant. Just completely outdated. Oh well. So be it. Let me just wrap this thing up, alright? So, victory. I'd say that is a good outcome for the Sanosawa class. First time I'm actually using these things in battle. And they have done a very, very good job, especially against something like the Ulti-Cruiser class. The destroyers were very, very quick to melt. And the transports, of course, even with a small destroyer as such, they didn't really stand a chance. Now, I would like some more firepower on a destroyer. I mean, I always want more firepower on my ships, but in case of these destroyers, I don't really have to. Because the destroyers do what they need to do. They sink the target. They're taking perhaps a bit more time than I would like. But if I want to put more firepower on them, then that means I'm going to have to take something off. Which will be that second triple torpedo launcher. And by doing that, I'm actually losing out on a lot of potential firepower when I'm actually facing a battleship. What do we have here? Holy mother of God. 21 destroyers. Okay. Join me next time as we take on 21 destroyers with 2 cruisers. This is going to be fun. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time for the destroyer hunt.